Yes, sir. Welcome back to the Dropping Dimes podcast daily dime series. And for today's episode, we have all the games, including the Mavs versus the Hawks, aka Trae Young versus Luka Magic. What a matchup! What a game it was between those two guys, Trae and Luka. And then for our ranking dime segment, we will be talking about the G League Ignite team as they made their much anticipated debut, led by those two guys, Jonathan Kuminga and Jalen Green. And of course, we still have the top plays of the night. The Dropping Dimes podcast Daily Dimes series starts right about now. Yes, sir. Welcome back again to the Daily Dime series of the Dropping Dimes podcast. This is now episode 35. Welcome back, Dimers. So let's kick off the episode with our travel back in time. Yes, sir. So welcome way back, February 11, 2009. BD, Baron Davis, when he was playing for the LA Clippers, dished out 20 dimes in a 128-124 win over the New York Knicks. What a game by Baron Davis. So let's now go to our Spin and Dime segment. So again, for our Spin and Dime segment, this is in collaboration with Sports Daily News. Please follow him on Instagram at sports_daily news_. So these are some of the games. We have the Raptors beating the Wizards 137-115. And then the Bulls, led by Zach LaVine and Kobe White, beating Zion and Brandon Ingram 129-116. And then our main featured game, Dallas versus the Atlanta Hawks, as Luka Magic leading the Mavs to victory. Then the Brooklyn Nets, led by Kyrie, won over the struggling Pacers 104-94, while the Grizzlies beat out LaMelo and the Hornets 130-114. And then the Clippers taking care of business as they spoiled the debut of Karl Anthony Towns 119-112. Not necessarily the debut, but this comeback game rather. And then the Nuggets blew out the Cavaliers 133-95. If you notice, there are two games which were not included because we will be talking about them in our featured games. Starting with this one. Yes, sir. So again, this is Luka versus Trae Young, and Luka Magic giving the Mavs their first lead with that three. You know, that was their first lead since 39-38. What a big shot there by Luka Magic. As the Mavs defeated the Hawks 118-117. Luka had a triple-double, 28, 10, and 10. Jalen Brunson had a great game, 21, 4, and 5. While Kristaps Porzingis had 15 and 4. Trae Young, wow, what a game as well, 25, 7, and 15. Then my main man, John Collins, thank you for playing really well. Mr. Collins, 33, 8, and 1. And then Kevin Huerter had 23, 8, and 3. Let's now go to our second featured game. So this was the crucial defensive stop. This was in overtime. LeBron with a nice, almost the steal, but then that was enough for the Thunder not to get a good shot as a result. Let's look at that again. Nice defense there by King James. And the Lakers pulling it off. 114-113. LBJ had 25, 6, and 7. Dennis Schroeder had 19, 7, and 5. And Montrezl Harrell had 24 and 3. Al Horford. Wow. Out of nowhere, he's just coming out with these big games. Very wrong timing, Mr. Horford, as my main man Kevin Cruz has him on his team. 25, 8, and 8. And then Hamidou Diallo, the former dunk champion, had 15 and 13 plus 5 dimes. And then Kenrich Williams had 24, 6 and 2, but missed that half court heave. That was the last shot for the Thunder. Unfortunately, he did not make it. Let's now go to the third feature game. So this was the story of the game. That guy, Zach LaVine and Kobe White, they hit a record 8 threes, both of them. Wow, what a big game for LaVine and Kobe White. Look at the stats. The Bulls winning against the Pelicans 129 to 116. Zach LaVine, oh my goodness, 46, 7 and 4. Kobe White had 30 points and 7 dimes. And then Denzel Valentine, just like Al Horford, just coming out of nowhere with these big games. 16, 3 and 2. Zion had 29, 4 and 2. While B.I. Brandon Ingram had 21, 5 and 4. And Lonzo Ball, another guy who's playing well recently, 21, 5 and 7. So let's go to our last featured game. Look at my man, Mikal Bridges to Langston Galloway to Chris Paul. And it was that kind of night for the Suns. They were hitting, led by that guy, Chris Paul, and of course, D-Book as well, as they defeated Giannis and the Bucks 125 to 124. CP3 had 28, 3 and 7. D-Book had 36 and 3. While my man Mikal Bridges had 15, 4 and 1. Giannis had a big game, 47, 11 and 5, but kind of missed some outside shots as well. Chris Middleton, 18, 5 and 11, and another player of mine in fantasy basketball, Bobby Portis, with 12 and 9. So those are the featured games. And that is it as well for our Spin and Dime segment. Thank you again to Sports Daily News for the updates and the stats. Let's now proceed to our Ranking Dime segment. Yes, sir. So for our Ranking Dime segment, we will be talking about the G League Ignite prospects. So the much anticipated debut of the G League Ignite prospects finally happened as the G League team, or the Ignite team rather, battled or won against the Santa Cruz Warriors led by Jeremy Lin and Nico Mannion. So let's look at their debut. Okay, so let's introduce them to everyone. So who are these G League Ignite prospects? Let's start with number 5. Of course, our very own Kai Sotto. Unfortunately, he was supposed to be the big man for this team. Unfortunately, he's not in the G League bubble because he decided that he will be playing for Gilas Pilipinas. So some of the, I prepared some of these things, like their strengths and weaknesses, coming from their, from various scouts as well. One of the articles I read was coming from Bleacher Report's Jonathan Wasserman's article. And then let's look into Kai's strengths. Of course, great size and length because he's 7'3". He's now around 236 pounds as well. That's a major improvement, of course. And then he can hit the outside shots, and he's also a very solid passer for a big man. Unfortunately, these are some of the things that Kai needs to work on. He's pretty raw, and then he needs to work on his toughness, his quickness, and then his ability to defend the perimeter. Those have been very consistent, comments of scouts regarding Kai Sotto. So let's now go to number 4. So we have Isaiah Todd. So another guy here, he made his debut. He had 2 points, 3 boards, 1 assist, 1 turnover, and shot 1 out of 4 from the field. A lot of scouts were questioning his decision to join the Ignite team. But then what really gave him that ticket was his ability to make shots, and because he's very athletic as well. But as we have seen, or as he performed during the debut, he kind of struggled, and he also showed there that even though he's like around what 6'9", 6'10", he was kind of or he struggled as a rim protector. So those are obviously some of the things that Isaiah Todd needs to work on. Let's now go to number 3. And this is the point guard of the Ignite team. Of course, he's like the backup point guard right now as the veterans are getting the minutes. But Deshaun Nix actually had a very solid debut. He had 12 points, 3 boards, 3 assists, 1 steal, and only 1 turnover. And he shot the ball decently, 4 out of 7. And he hit his only 3-point attempt. So what are the main strengths of this guy, Deshaun Nix? He's very crafty, and he also has a strong body, given his age, but strong body already, pro body. Unfortunately, there's also a downside to having that strong big body, as he kind of lacks the burst and also that quickness that most of these NBA guards have. And then he also needs to work on his outside shooting, as he is kind of inconsistent with that outside shot. Okay, so let's now go to number 2. And yes, let's now go to Jonathan Kuminga, wearing number 0 for the Ignite team. He's a guy who can play the 3 and also the 4. He had the best debut among the prospects. He had 19 points, 2 boards, 4 assists. Did have 4 turnovers, but had 2 blocks as well. And he shot the ball really well from the field, 9 out of 18, but struggled heavily from distance as he only shot 1 out of 7. Main strengths for Jonathan Kuminga: he's a guy who scouts think can make it, or is a lock to be a top 3 pick, because of his versatility, his scoring ability, and also his passing ability. So he's the typical wingman right now in the league, having the ability to score, ability to pass, and this all-around game, etc. But then during his debut as well, we also saw that he kind of struggled defending the quicker guards, which is kind of understandable, but he can still work on this. At least he was able to show that he can really score in various ways, attacking the basket, and then at the same time he can also facilitate. And let's go to the last prospect, and that is Filipino American Jalen Green. He actually struggled. If you look at his stat line: 11 points, 5 boards, 2 assists, 3 turnovers, 4 out of 10 from the field, and 1 out of 3 from deep. That was something that he was able to salvage as he kind of settled down during the second half already. But Jalen Green actually struggled. So what are his main strengths? He's an explosive scorer. He has that so-called prototypical body of a 2-guard, 6'5", almost 6'6", and very explosive, very athletic. So those are his strengths, But as what was mentioned by Jonathan Wasserman as well, he needs to work on his handles, which was very much suspect, and ever since, and because he's a ball dominant guard, he really needs to work on that. And then of course, another problem for him is adjusting from being a ball dominant guard to being just an off guard in the league. It's not like the team that he will play for will just give him the ball all the time. He really needs to adjust on that. And during his debut, he also kind of struggled on the defensive. Okay, but still, he and Kuminga are the 2 guys who are projected to be top 5 picks in the 2021 draft. So that is it for our Ranking Dime segment on the G League Ignite prospects. It's now go to our top plays of the night. Yes, sir. So for our top plays of the night, let's start with number 5. At number 5, we have this play from Luka Magic. Look at this drive. There you go. And then attacking and then still finding a way to hit it. What a shot by Luka Doncic. Let's now go to number 4. At number 4, we have this play from Zach LaVine. Oh, he almost lost the ball. Oh no. Oh, and then just the quick explosion by Zach LaVine. He had himself a night. My goodness. And then number 3, at number 3 we have this play, Trae Young. Oh, this is the play a while. Oh, look at that. Oh, just deciding to pull up from the logo and making it look too easy. Trae Young. And then at number 2, I think it's Ice Trae again. Here we go. Trae Young again. Oh my goodness. Here we go. I think he will have a chance to battle Luka here. Yes, sir. There it is. There it is. And then pulling up from the logo again, plus the foul. Too easy for Trae Young. My goodness. And then at number 1, we have the King. Yes, sir. What a pass by THT to LeBron James for the finish. LeBron. Typical night once again as they defeated the Thunder. So those are the top plays of the night. So again, let's go to our shout outs again. Many thanks to all Dimers who have been supporting the podcast both on Instagram, YouTube, and also on Facebook. Many thanks to all of you. And also, happy Valentine's. It will be Valentine's Day on Sunday. Advance happy Valentine's Day to everyone. We'll have another episode on Saturday. Yes, sir. So before we end the episode, again, for those who are new to the channel, and if you love basketball, then please click on the subscribe button and hit on the notification bell so that you can follow all the episodes of the Dropping Dimes podcast by J.I. Dimes. Yes, feel free to share the video, leave a comment, and smash on that like button. So that is it for episode 35. I'll see you again on Saturday for episode 36. Yes, sir. This is J.I. Dimes saying, just give it your best when it comes to loving. What was that? Okay, I don't know. Anyway, keep safe, everyone.